Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Monday to you, and especially this nice green here from Rndr. Now, we've taken a lot of looks at other coins, and very few of them are persevering and doing this well in the face of a 3% correction from Bitcoin. So losing that 30,000 support of Bitcoin, kind of a big deal for a lot of other coins, and Rndr is no big deal at all. So what's cool is this ascending type of trend is breaking out, and we're seeing the price continue higher with that pennant type of pattern. So fantastic stuff. I know in my most recent analysis we were expecting the price to increase. I didn't expect it to go this high, which is very cool. So awesome stuff. We'll take a look at that and much more. If you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. Love to teach people to trade. Hope you can learn something here today. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site to register. Help us grow our Twitter community as well. We've got a lot of really cool fundamental and technical data coming through here every half an hour or so, and just making sure that you are familiar and abreast on everything possible. And Rndr is a coin that I've been covering a lot of recently too, so be sure to check that out. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you there. Go ahead and message me direct if you want. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so when it comes to Rndr, what we're going to look at is a handful of things. First of all, RSI usually is a thing. So a lot of times when you see the RSI hit 70, the price action rejects and comes back down. In this case, it broke through and now it's above. So in that sense, if we can kind of take a look at Rndr's history, when it breaks above 70, it does some pretty amazing things. So I'm not saying that the price is going to go just parabolic from here, but there's a great chance we're going to see a resistance test, a retest at $20, sorry, correction, $2.20. 220 is essentially that resistance level that we can see here so far for Rndr. So there's a good chance we could see that retested. We could see something also along the lines of a large cup and handle pattern where the price action comes up to that level, gets rejected, and retries again later. But for right now, it's definitely looking pretty prime for the picking. So good stuff there for Rndr. Now, do you want to jump in? That's what we're going to find out. Is it worth getting in to try to ride this little wave? Or do we want to just kind of stay on the sidelines and not worry about it? So in this sense here, what we want to look at is the RSI on the 4-hour. We can see we're up over 70 as well. When we're up over 70 on the 4-hour time frame, it's a little bit different than the daily. It does have a tendency of continuing to run, so there's a great chance we could see it go further, but it's more common than not for the price action to pull back when you hit 70 on the RSI on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, but again, this is doing wonderful things. There's no doubt that it's probably going to continue until it does, and I think $2.20 seems very likely and probable at this point. Looking at the MACD, we can see we're also converging bullishly. Let's take a look at overextension, see if there is one. We're at a 9+1. So in other words, we're 4 hours into this continuation, and the price action should have stopped right then. So in other words, you come up to a 9. In most cases, the price pulls back and then bounces, or it'll go sideways, consolidate, and then come up. It did leg up a little sooner than it should have, so we didn't get that full-on reset yet, but it is definitely looking like it wants to continue further. Okay, so we got mostly bullish signs here, minus an overextension on the 4-hour. Take a look at the 1 hour. It's probably a very similar scenario. Let's see here. We're actually, no, there's a decent amount of consolidation here. So this is that little pennant pattern. Price comes up and effectively breaks to the upside. That is really nice to see, but what's cool is we came up to a 5, got rejected, kind of got a little reset there. Now we're back up to a 2. So hypothetically, we got to get another 7 hours of continuation of the upside here in the hourly because it had enough time to consolidate. So that's a very positive sign there in that sense. Let's take a look at Ichimoku Cloud. All green lights here to essentially continue. Let's go ahead and see if we have any confirmation on our CC Golden Indicator as well for an entry target. Oops, excuse me. Clicked the wrong little guy there. All right, what I meant to do is get our long entries here. So what we can see here is there are a few confirmational signs here to get in at this level. Obviously, we're past that, but had you this indicator, like some of my community members, you would have been able to get in at that time. So what's cool about this indicator is it helps you take entry, gives you entry signals based on confirmation. Those are my confirmational signs. And of course, it gives you a sell target, of course, as well when the price gets to a certain extension. So if you kind of take what had happened here recently and kind of see how it worked, you could have got in there, got out for a nice little 6% gain. Could have got in here to say, for example, and got out right there for about a 9% gain. And right now, so far, we're up about 6.5% on this one here too. So again, congrats to my community members using this indicator. It is available on our homepage. cryptocash.tech is the website. Be sure to check that out. But at this point here, I mean, it's looking very, very overextended on larger time frames, but also looks like it wants to continue to run because we have these healthy continuation patterns. And of course, more importantly, nice consolidation as well. So I'm going to speculate we're going to see a rejection at the $2.20 mark, and the price could very well run between now and then in the next 8 hours to hit that point. That'd be a massive, massive run, but it would be very cool. Just know if we do hit this level, it would make sense for it to reject initially, because the very first time you test a resistance level like that, it's probably gonna get rejected and turn itself around. Okay, so if you're going to consider shorting, I would say wait to short a little bit longer, get a nice little high point there, and come on down to this level here. So to me, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I would be comfortable with shorting this coin when it gets closer to this level. So what I'm going to do is just going to go ahead and add an alert. The price does cross that plane. We'll go ahead and reevaluate and see if we can come down. Okay, so at this point here, all good to go. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, one last request, of course. I know I asked this, but if you can help us grow our Twitter community, we're absolutely looking to try to get this thing up and running. And that's been a really good result in the last couple of days, honestly. We've had a decent amount of traction there. So really cool to be able to bring this to our community members. Check that out. Make sure to set your alerts and obviously enable those so we can all stay abreast. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one.